I think it inspired a new way of looking at the genre because of the fact that they allowed me to build this kind of a character inside of this world where you had the antagonist, the the whole tension of the situation was amongst themselves, along with what was happening on the outside. But it didn't help that inside there was so much tension because it was a lot. The opening season was a lot of tension, and people just were like at the edge of the seat because they liked what they felt when they weren't inside it. But when they come across this guy, all of a sudden this lieutenant would come across it. They would build this tension that they were going, man, they didn't like me. Nobody liked me. But the legacy, I think, is the fact that you could get a sense of a reality off a very, 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 very commercial piece of work. I mean, because everything was stylized. They really knew what they were going for the juggler. The music, bringing in actors that were not actors, but that were great, Tom Petty and all of these people, Phil Collins and all these people, Miles Davis, brilliant, Little Richard, brilliant musicians to be inside of this world that they were building. And they were so they would fuse together, iconic, musicians with this show, and then Versace with his outfits. And I mean, they were dressed to kill. I mean, Versace would actually put out we would shoot from March or April through the winter, and we would be using, as we were shooting, the stuff that Versace would be letting out the following spring. So when these people saw the show, they were watching next year's clothing line for Versace, and he loved it. He actually moved there and bought a beautiful home there and everything. And but it set the tone for editing. It set the tone for the usage of music and editing. And like I said, it was MTV had just popped onto the scene, and it was very infectious. And so it became an MTV cop show that resonated around the world because, I mean, this thing influenced the planet. Anywhere that the show was seen, people were walking around with no socks on and with their shirts pulled up and their coats and their lavender clothes and white suits, white jackets. Oh, God. And T-shirts, they were looking like Dick Crockett, and some of them could afford to look like Tubbs, but very few. Tubbs had the wardrobe. I mean, so did Crockett, but Tubbs was, that guy was primo. I mean, he was like dressed to the nines. That guy was really high style, extremely. And of course, then you had the lieutenant who was like, forget it. He was like no style. And so that whole world became really strong and it really helped people understand, that kind of style. And Michael Mann really did a great job, as did the production designers and clothes designers and editing and the direction. Directing was excellent. Producing all the way around, John Nicolella, rest in peace, did a wonderful job, and everybody that helped him. It was an extraordinary group of people.